At last, the twisted heart of the world is laid bare, for sword or for supplication. This is it, boys. The finest, darkest dungeon, the dankest of dungeons. Now, this is a short dungeon, so I guess I'll take all the food. We haven't needed shovels. I will take all of these. I'm just gonna take everything. Take torches, too. I'll take everything. I'm taking everything, except for those. I don't think I need. I've never needed any of those in the past, so who knows? So I don't know how good this team is going to work because I've decided to. I'm hoping that this kind of somewhat ironic team will do the job. It's a serious team, but it's an ironic team. So, Zen Master. Oh, that's not the item I want you to have. I want you to have a focus ring. Good thing I'm double checking my items. Focus ring. There we go. Zen Master coming back with the Eldritch Slayer's ring and the focus ring. That's right, Ugly Gang is returning for one last rodeo. Very standard build. I'm just good old reliable. Trey Greypaws with the focus ring and the Ancestor's Pen. Don't have to pick abilities here. Don't have to worry about my camping skills either because it's a short dungeon. Laughing Zed, back from the dead. Finally built him back up. And I decided that he would show up at the end of it all. Also in the very common build that I use for the Occultist. And lastly, Crash Override, also back from the dead. One of the two original characters who died in scouting the darkest dungeon. They have returned to dispense some justice, hopefully. So be it. We go in now. No dialogue? The dialogue is ... So kill the heart of darkness, okay. No music either. Okay. Oh, I see. I guess we're picking up literally right where we left off from the belly of the beast, because this is that room. Okay. Wow. So... wasn't expecting this. Ancestor. A ghostly premonition presents itself. Is it really him? I don't have any other option. Listen.
In all my terrible researches, what I sought was a glimpse behind the veil, a crumb of cosmic truth. I found it here, and in that moment of brain-blasting realization, I ceased to be a man, and became a herald, an avatar of the crawling chaos.
Okay. Oh, I can control myself now. Onward. So it's like we started out in a building, and then it was like half a building, half flesh, all flesh, and now there's nothing, there's not even flesh, it's just like crazy.
Life feeds on life. In your petty pursuit of family redemption, you consume those who rally to your cause, and in so doing, you strengthen the thing, accelerating the end. This is as it should be. It is why you are here.
Why'd you wait all this time to tell me this stuff? You know, why don't you just... If you're so all-knowing, why don't you just tell me how to win from the beginning? Kind of peaceful, actually.
We are chained here forever, you and I, at the end of the world. Free yourself, rouse the thing, and embrace the ineffable cosmic hideousness that lives within us all.
Okay. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I was just going to, like, lay the smackdown on some people. Alright, I'm guessing this is it. In we go.
You still foolishly consider yourself an entity separate from the whole. I know better. And I will show you.
Ancestor. 123% stun resistance, so pretty much immune to blight and bleed. Not too resistant to debuffs or movement. Oh, 5 health, but 80% protection. Is that really gonna matter though? I just slap you with a chain. Oh. What? So he's created duplicates of himself. What are the stats on these 18 dodge, that's, might get a dodge every now and then. 9 speed, they're pretty quick. 73% stun resistance, that's below average. Blight resist 58, that's basically nothing. Bleed 68, basically nothing. Debuff 58%, basically nothing. Okay, so these guys, I don't know how effective they are offensively, but can we attack the Ancestor as well? Yeah, so this is the real one. Okay, so I'm guessing he just can't be damaged. Well, I guess we could take advantage of their stun, lack of stun resistance. Let's armor up, boys. I'm guessing we should transform. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, so what we're gonna do is start stacking up the rake ability. Oh no, he heals. That's not what I wanted to happen. Done. Wait, why didn't they go? Couldn't they have gone? Oh, great, they have stress attacks. I don't even know. I guess, are these eldritch? Yeah, they're eldritch, so he's got big time eldritch damage, so I guess we just chop him up? There we go. Chopping time, boys. Sporadic reproduction, that doesn't sound good. This one looks imperfect reflection. He, you might want to give this one another try, Mr. Ancestor. I don't... do you have any differences in stats? Basically identical. Slower, though. I don't know. Chop this one? What the... Wow. Wow. Chop them up. There we go. I guess you're ugly one. What's happening? Heal? I guess? Chopping time, I guess? If we get enough crits, we can actually kind of get some stress heals from this. I don't know. Imperfect reproduction? Oh, it's another ugly one, I guess? Let's go for you. Oh, I see. They spawn in without a move. Okay, so we can actually take advantage of that. I don't know, like... Heal? Wait, did we do damage to the ancestor? Chop, I guess? There, we killed them all. How about that? Why is he Why? Do I just need to chop these guys up or something? Like, what is I don't understand what... I don't even know. I'm just gonna attack. Those are so nasty. Like, why do you... You need to work on your, like, reflections. I'm really serious. These guys, they're killing me with how ugly they are. Okay. Wait, why can't I move? Is killing these doing damage to him? Is that what's happening? Huh. Well, in that case, what if I just go for single target damage and just try to finish him off? Is that what? Is that what? Oh, yeah! He's dead, you're dead! Oh, okay, yeah, okay, like I said...
The flesh is fluid. It can be changed, reshaped, remade.
Absolute nothingness. 999 health, wow. 500% stun resistance. 500% bleed resistance. Well, okay. I'm getting a sense that I'm probably not supposed to attack those, but let's try. Oh, of course it dodged it. Oh God, that's 999. Okay, so we're never hitting that thing. Zap the ancestor. Oh God, he's got a. Oh, he changed. Oh. You're a lot of help here, Mr. Zen Master. There, pray for deliverance or something, I guess. Just keep buffing up your rank, I guess. I have refashioned them. Ew, I don't like that. That was weird. Yeah, I didn't consider stress damage. Wow. Let's just keep attacking. I don't know. You guys are like, I don't know the answer. We're just gonna keep attacking. Keep attacking. Keep attacking. Keep attacking. Keep attacking. We're chewing through his health. Embrace futility. What did that do? Moved me around a little bit. Guess that's not the worst. Oh, I can't use my knife now. Switch places. I am a little worried about stress. I knew that stress would be a weakness in the team. I wasn't sure if how big of a problem that would be. Bleed damage is 6. That's not the worst. Maybe I should start using single target, because that's a pretty strong attack. Embrace futility. Ow. We're taking a lot of stress damage. If I transform back, though, I won't be able to go. I can't. I could transform back to like reduce my stress. Ooh, there. I've been wanting some of those good crits. Oh boy. Yep. I mean. Oh, that was not what I wanted. That was very much not what I wanted to happen. That is not what I wanted to happen. I mean, he's not useless in his human form, but that is still not what I wanted to happen. I don't know, zap the ancestor? Chop the ancestor? Ooh! Oh man, I felt that one. Whoa.
The flesh is immortal. It is undying. Pray it does not take too hideous a form.
Change ranks. Got 189 health. Gestating heart. Did the ancestor turn into like a cocoon or something? I don't even know what's happening. I am not. I don't know what's happening. Attack. Heal. Attack. Heal. Let's heal. Let's heal. He's still bleeding. Let's get people healed up. Attack. Oh, I got blighted? This dispersion. Ew. He is causing blight to me. Oh, man. Don't tell me he's gonna stack a ton of blight on me. All my guys are getting blighted. That's annoying. I am not pleased with this. Yep, you're gonna start complaining about being... Oh, can I poison you? Do I want to poison you? Do I want to stun? I'm gonna go for a stun. Maybe I'll just... Let's just focus on de-stressing you. Although that's probably pointless. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna zap you with my lightning. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to chop you, I guess. Okay. Dispersion, great. Oh my god, please don't blight everybody. I really would prefer if you didn't do that. Pass your turn, thank you. I love being stressed out, just, Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, good hit. This one doesn't... This one's weird. It's more like it's...
Behold the heart of the world, progenitor of life, father and mother, alpha and omega, our creator and our destroyer.
Okay. I guess we're gonna heal. Yeah, attack? Do you have... Oh, I should have checked yours. Come unto your maker? What? Did the game freeze? What? Spare the others, I am ready. Whatever awaits, it cannot be worse than what I've endured. Finally, the face of my tormentor. Come then. It's too terrible, no? I guess I need to pick someone? What happens when I pick someone? Well, I don't know. Let's set... What happens? Oh! Know this? Oh, yes. More stress. Of course. Let's see your stats. Oh, man. That could have been a terrible mistake. Could have been a terrible mistake we just made. Looks like you can be stunned, actually. Oh, okay. Let's start with the healing process. I mean, we can still heal at least. Oh, yes, give me those. He doesn't have any armor, so he is vulnerable to direct attacks. That's always good. I don't know, like, can you be blighted? Oh, you're actually pretty vulnerable to blighting. I mean, not that it does... Oh, it does 5 damage. That's not bad. Yeah, okay, I think we got a plan of action here. Oh, he resisted my heal because he's, like, being a jerk. Chop him! Yes. 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 Yes, keep barfing on him. Oh, man, that's the key! Beat ugliness with nastiness. Oh, my God, it's brilliant. It's, like... It's brilliant. Dissolution? Ow. I didn't need that. Come on, dude. Oh, not again! Okay, I'm going. It's all in. I was planning to have... What am I gonna do? I was planning for this to be Ugly Gang's, like, triumphant battle, but... Am I gonna do... Oh, I'm going all in. I'm going all in. We're all in, boys. No healer. Oh, man. Avenge him! We need critical hits. Vengeance! Please don't do a really nasty attack. Okay, it's just a stress attack. That's not too bad, actually. Attack! Quickly! Cure the poison! This is our moment! Vomit on him, be gross! Beat him with grossness! Oh, the items they had. Oh god, I brought them back just for them to die again?
A hollow and ridiculous notion. We are born of this thing, made from it, and we will be returned to it in time. The great family of man. A profusion of errant flesh, multiplying, swarming, living, dying, until the stars align in their inexorable formation, and what sleeps is roused once more. To hatch from this fragile shell of earth and rock, and bring our inescapable end. So seek solace in a manner befitting your lineage, and take up your nugatory vigil, haunted forever by that sickening prose echoing through the infinite blackness of space and time. Ruin has come to our family.
Okay. Wasn't exactly the congratulatory ending I was expecting. What happens when I go back in? What happens? Do I go? What happens?
Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
What happens? Interesting. Oh, I guess you could just continue playing. I guess I guess you just get to continue playing. Wow. No, I guess we did it. I guess we. Wow, that was not as challenging. I mean, you know what? The battle wasn't as difficult as I thought it was. I was really worried when Trey got afflicted. I was worried that like the random affliction effects would like sabotage, but it wasn't. I don't think the final. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think the final boss was meant to be super hard. I honestly think the mission before is the real final boss. I think the In the Belly of the Beast is the real final boss, and then the Heart of Darkness is like it's like hard enough to like fight you and hard enough to be like a threat, but it's like it kind of feels like what like the real end game battle, like where like the eldritch god that's awakening is throwing everything it's got at you, is in the third darkest. I guess it kind of makes sense too, because it's like when the god is like the Heart of Darkness is like growing and it's gestating. That's the word they use, meaning it's like it's still developing. So like we're attacking it in its like we're basically attacking like an eldritch god fetus, I guess you could say. So I guess we're doing like the world's most like high risk abortion ever or something. But it's like the third dungeon is basically like the last most hardened line of defense for the Heart of Darkness. Like that's kind of how I see it now. And basically once you breach that final line of defense, it's like, yeah, you've gotten to kind of like the soft center. And even like the Ancestor is, I guess that's kind of like his final like guardian in the way. But that's kind of how it feels to me, is that the real final boss is the Belly of the Beast. But at the same time, it's still a cool fight. I'm so glad that I didn't exit out of the game. I thought the game froze, and I was about to, like, I was really holding it in, like, bursting out into anger, because I thought I'd have to, like, redo the entire thing, and I'd have to stop recording and start from the beginning again. So I'm glad I did, like, at least experiment for a moment. But yeah, oh man, we're finally done. Wow, this game took some effort to do, but it was very enjoyable. It was definitely one of the better RPGs I've played. It mainly in terms of the combat and the gameplay mechanics. The story is like, you know, fairly basic. Like, it's not like a really like in-depth story, but you know, some RPGs I think are good for the story, some RPGs I think are good for the gameplay, and you know, occasionally you'll wind up with one that's both. But rarely would I say there's a game that has top-notch mechanics and top-notch story. This one, I really enjoyed the mechanics, because normally you can like game the system a lot more easily, but in this game, you know, I felt like all the characters had something to offer. I definitely had favorites. I definitely had characters I preferred, but overall, is there like a yeah? Let's let the credits roll. There we go. Let the credits roll. Like that's typically how these games should end. We should let the credits roll. But yeah, overall, I definitely like I'm always, okay, in an RPG, I'm always worried that, you know, once you kind of figure out these are the good stats, these are the good items, that you're just gonna, like, kind of plow through it, and, like, the game's final areas are not tuned for characters that have the best of everything, and then the ending kind of feels like, you know, like you just destroy the final boss, like it's just not even a big deal because you've done all the side quests, you've leveled up your characters, they've got the best gear, and then it kind of feels like the final boss is like, oh, I'm so evil and powerful, and then you like, you know, attack him once, he loses like a quarter of his health, he's like, and it's like, holy crap, you're so much more powerful, just, you're overpowered in comparison to the difficulty tuning. But I didn't feel that at all. Like, yeah, like without a doubt, the Darkest Dungeon was way harder than the Champion Ruins, way harder than the Champion Cove, way harder than the Champion Wards and the Champion Weld. It was, and that's really, wait, Jamie Cheng and Clay Entertainment? I heard that Clay Entertainment had something to do with this game. I wonder if, I'm not sure what I'm not sure what the background to it is, but that's pretty cool. Like, I did hear someone say that Clay helped them in some way. Not sure what it was. Anyways, my point is that, I mean, maybe a good example is like, it's not an RPG, but I always think of like the Mega Man X series. Because like the whole concept is you start at your weakest, and then you get like hit point expansions, armor upgrades, like healing items, and if you take the time to collect everything and get all of Mega Man X's items, well then like typically the final areas are like way easier, and it kind of feels like they didn't tune the final areas to a completely powered up Mega Man X, and then it doesn't really feel like it was deserved as much when you win. I always feel like the final area should assume that you have geared up thoroughly, and that you've got like pretty optimized everything, and that the final area is still going to be like a huge challenge. And I really like that in this game, that the final area was just like, it was so much harder. Like the enemies are so much more powerful, they do so much more damage. Not an unfair amount of damage though, that's the other thing. It doesn't feel overtuned either. It doesn't feel like impossibly difficult, but it definitely feels like if you don't know what you're doing, like the Darkest Dungeon is just going to eat you alive. Maybe even like literally. But overall, definitely enjoyed the game. Not a very expensive, I forget if it's a $15 or $20 game. I'm definitely going to play the sequel, because I know that they're making Darkest Dungeon 2. Looks like it's going to be kind of an ice-themed thing. They got the Ancestor back too. He's doing the voice acting for it, you know, doing like the Ancestor narration. Another thing was, I probably will come back and do a DLC playthrough, hopefully before Darkest Dungeon 2 comes out. I don't know when I'll do it immediately. I don't like to play DLCs like immediately back to back, simply because, what do you call it? Oh, these must be the patrons that I'm reading right here. These must be because like, I believe the game was kickstarted. Yeah, the Grand Patron tier, so this is... The game was crowdfunded because it was an indie game. But yeah, so there are 2 DLCs that we haven't done. I actually own the DLCs and I've experimented with them a little bit. And so when we do play the DLCs, we're gonna get 3 things. We're gonna get a new character. We're gonna get the this crazy like snake lady who's like actually like really cool. I like her quite a bit. We're gonna get another campaign area. We get like a whole extra kind of like, you know, a whole extra dungeon. And I hear it's like a really hard one too. It's like pretty uptuned to be quite challenging. It's a vampire-themed like court area. Very, very neat. Also comes with another hero. Comes with like this crazy like religious dude. And I think it comes with bosses and everything. Completely new enemies, new game mechanics. Adds like expansions to the Hamlet. And then there's also the Colors of Madness DLC. That like I don't know too much about that one, other than that I've seen some images of it. Looks like you're going to like a farmstead area. Once again, it adds another area though. It adds like a new merchant inn and a new currency to spend money on. But yeah, I probably will return to this. But you know, I'm gonna do some of the other games I've done, the DLC first. Like, you know, I'm probably gonna hit up BattleTech first, just because like there are some really funny missions. There's like a lot of side stories that we can do in the career mode that is separate from the campaign. But anyways, hey, I think that is enough. I've reflected on the game. Overall, definitely enjoyed Darkest Dungeon. I'm glad I took a risk on it. You know, I saw, you know, I'm just going to go and buy this game. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it, and it was really good. Definitely one of the better RPGs I've played, especially in terms of the gameplay mechanics. Not so much in the story. I didn't dislike the story. I really liked the Ancestor. I thought he added a lot of ambience to it. And I like the style. The style is really good. Despite its minimalism, you know, using like, it looks like everything's done in like flash animated basically, but very effective nonetheless. But definitely one of like, definitely up there. I mean, like, I'd have to think about it and maybe do a separate, you know, like maybe I'll talk about it in something or make a post on the YouTube channel about like, what do I think are the best RPGs I've played. But honestly, this one could easily be up there, especially if we only refer to like combat mechanics and gameplay. Anyways, I think I've gone on long enough. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough of the Darkest Dungeon, the dankest of all dungeons. And there you go, like Ugly Gang got their last hurrah. And I'm sorry to Laughing Zed and Crash Override for I spent the time to rebuild your characters, and then in the end you got like tentacleized by the Heart of Darkness. That was not part of the plan. I mean, there wasn't really much of a plan, to be completely honest, but hey, what can you do? So, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I gotta think about what I'm gonna use as a thumbnail. But yeah, until next time, for more Dankest Dungeon content sometime in the future, and definitely the sequel, Dankest Dungeon 2. But at any rate, that's that. Just do the YouTube things, the liking, the sharing, the subscribing. Do the things, and of course remember that you don't have to be good to get good.